Hello everyone, my name is Rox and welcome to my April 2025 bullet journal setup. For this month I chose a flower garden theme, and as you can see, and also if you missed her from last month, my cat Jinxie is already here to greet you. She will appear a lot throughout this video and I truly feel it's to make up for last month's video. For the cover page, I wanted to draw this greenhouse, and in my mind it was filled with a lot of colorful flowers, but you will see that in the end it will turn out mainly with shades of green. Even though it turned out quite differently from what I had in mind, this is one of the lucky times when I also like the result, because many times if it's different than what I imagined, I'm not so happy with the end result, but here I really like it. I think it took me around 2 hours to draw it and color it in, so I decided not to include the whole process. I made a sketch off camera and I'm only showing you now drawing the outlines and coloring the shapes. I've been thinking about this flower garden theme since December, I think. I bought some stickers at the time, I was very inspired by them, and I was thinking, okay, this is a perfect theme for when spring comes. And well, let me just say that yesterday where I lived it snowed, so I don't think it's even fitting for April, but we're trying. We want to bring springtime here, we want to have colorful flowers and green everywhere, so hopefully my theme will motivate spring to also show its face. I think I wanted this greenhouse to be colorful because I wanted it to be cozy, not just with green plants and a feeling of immaculate sterile greenhouse look. I don't know if it makes sense to you, it does make sense to me. So where I could, I added little details that would make it come alive, like the little boots at the front door, the lights that are hanging from the ceiling. There's also a watering can that's filled with tulips, and in my mind, this is the place where a person passionate by gardening goes to enjoy their free time and be with their plants. One of my biggest challenges coloring this scene were the shades of green that I'm using, because having so many plants to color with green, it was really difficult for me to choose shades that are different, so I didn't want to use the same shade of green in two plants that are one next to the other, but at the same time I didn't want one shade to be the one that is used the most and the others just used a little bit. I'm having a hard time explaining, but you can see that I keep switching the green markers for the plants, and many of the plants actually have multiple shades of green in them. Of course, I made the little boots pink because I was thinking if I would be passionate by gardening and I would have such a greenhouse, a place for all my plant babies, I would definitely want pink boots, so that's what I drew. Moving on to the calendar spread, I wanted to use the washi tape you see on the lower side of the page for a lot of time. I have it for 2 years, I think. It looks like little packets of seeds for different plants in your garden, so when would I use it if not now? You will see going on with the setup that the rest of it isn't really built with the same vibes as the cover page, but I think they do fit together, and I'm happy with the end result even if they are not perfect. because I enjoyed drawing this greenhouse. I wanted to do it for a long time. I've had the idea of the drawing, and I also like a lot how the other spreads turned out, so what's there not to be happy about? Okay, they don't fit perfectly, and that's just something that I feel. Maybe you won't feel like that, but if I like them individually, I think they definitely serve their purpose. The calendar spread that you saw me setting up earlier is my least favorite from this month. I don't know why, but after drawing the cover page, I think my creative energies were quite dried up. So when moving on to the calendar, I didn't have any inspiration, and it turned out how it turned out. So after seeing the result of that, I took a break, and I don't know if you noticed, but it was a few days break. I even have new nails in this portion of the video because I'm setting up the rest of my setup a few days after I did the cover page. I've already set up the first weekly spread. You saw it while I was speaking, but something common for all the weekly spreads of this month is this plate pattern once again. I saw a setup with something similar on Instagram right before starting to work on my weekly spreads, and what can I say, I was totally inspired by that, and I made it for all my weeklies in different colors, as you will see, but it appears in all my weeklies. And to be honest, I think that's why I like the weeklies so much, because this pattern that I drew brings color to them and makes them less boring. Something I've been including for quite a while in my weeklies is this generic to-do list, because there are many tasks that I want to do during a week, but they don't really belong to a specific day, so I feel like I really need this. And I have made that for my first two weeklies this month, but I'm not sure why, possibly because I forgot, I didn't make it for the other weeklies. And now, approaching week 3 of April, I'm a bit pissed that I don't have this generic to-do list to write my weekly tasks in. So something to keep in mind, that I need to make it for all my weeklies next month when I set up my journal. Talking about to-do lists, I feel like since the beginning of the year, in January, when it was the first, let's say, work week of the year, I felt extremely productive. For the whole month of January after that, I was doing a lot of things. I was checking things off my to-do list really quickly. I had a long to-do list, and each day I was checking off multiple things. And as time passed, I'm moving my tasks from one day to the other, from one week to the other, even from 1 month to the other. And it's not nice. I feel like my productivity really dropped since January, and I'm wondering if it's time for a vacation. I don't have any plans for taking a vacation soon, but I'm really happy that Easter is coming and there will be a few free days. Probably I'll be staying home, but even so, I'm happy to have a bit of time off, and hopefully I will manage to relax and catch up on my to-do list during those days, or at least recharge with energy so that I can pick up with what I have to do after Easter. I guess another reason for my general productivity or life productivity drop is the fact that work at my job has gotten really busy since February, so right after my productive time in January. And I assume this also affects the time and mainly the energy I have left for other things. So that's also one reason why I'm really happy for the days that I will have off very soon. However, I usually make plans for holidays or days off and so on, and this is Easter is one of the big holidays, and I don't have any plans yet. And before, even if I didn't have plans to do something or go somewhere or visit someone, I did have plans about what I want to cook or especially bake, because on holidays I like to make cookies or sweet treats for everyone. And this time, again, nothing. It's truly almost the last thing on my mind, and I just realized today when recording this voiceover that Easter is next week, and that's gonna be interesting since I don't have any plans for anything. But with these busy times and so on, I don't think it's so wrong. I think I might get this time to just relax and not use it for cleaning and cooking and baking. Maybe it's for the best. Okay, enough of my rambling about Easter plans. How about you? Do you have any Easter plans? Let me know in the comments what you plan to do this year or what you usually do on Easter. And coming back to the video, I guess you saw my cat walking around and over my journal a few times already. I have reached the setting of my habits and routines page. Since January, I think, I've been calling this spread or set of spreads habits and routines, because I have those two big trackers where I track mostly my skincare routines for morning and evening. Or not necessarily just skincare, but the morning and evening routines. So I changed the habit tracker name to habits and routines. Before this spread, I've had two more trackers, one for how much water I drink, because even though it's been a constant for the past year, I think, in my journal, I still don't drink enough water. And also a phone time tracker, which I didn't make in a long time, but I recently started to play a game on my phone. It's called Cats and Soup, and it's super cute, but it takes up too much of my time, so I want to be mindful and limit it. The final spread of this setup is the finance tracker, where I wrote March instead of April because I forgot how quickly time moved. But let's move on to the flip through video with hopes that by the end of this month, spring will be here just as colorful, if not even more colorful than my April setup. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can click the like button. And if you want to see more bullet journal setup videos, I kindly invite you to subscribe to my channel for a monthly video. This being said, see you next month.